Hello folks, this is Sola speaking. You're listening to another video for Teamfight Tactics. This is another one of the videos looking back at the set revival for set 4.5. This time we're going to do the video that I kind of teased in the last video I did. I said we've got to do a video highlighting Teemo and just how broken Teemo and Spirit, the trait Spirit more generally, happens to be in this set revival. So that's what we're going to see here. We're going to see a Spirit Sharpshooters board that plays through Teemo, since those are Teemo's two traits. Now, the initial encounter turns out to be Twisted Fate, and that means that we have a Crab Rave portal. So this is not even the Scuttle Puddle. This is the version that has the crab that you face at the end of stage 5 that's actually very dangerous. So it's going to be a very high econ game, and in a way that's actually bad for the board that I'm playing, because the Teemo Sharpshooters board actually is incredibly strong in the early and mid game. It doesn't really fall off that hard in the late game, but like it can get outcapped to some degree. So having like a super high econ lobby is actually a little bit bad here, but I think that I can still make it work since this is a really, really strong team composition. So we're going to talk more about this as the game goes along, but while we're just on minion rounds here and I don't really have anything yet, this is basically a Spirit plus Sharpshooter board. You play 4 Spirit because, as I've said in all the other videos I've done for set 4.5, Spirit is very broken, extremely overpowered trait, and then you add 4 Sharpshooters on it, and you try to 3-star Teemo. And if you can 3-star like Sivir, you can go for that as well, but I don't think it's as critical to try to 3-star any of the other units. So what am I going to grab here? I'm going to grab any Spirit units, and I'm going to grab any Sharpshooter units that I can see, and I'm hoping to get a chosen unit that's going to provide me with just front line, because I'm going to try to find a Teemo on level 6, a Teemo chosen on level 6. But I do want some kind of chosen for stage 2, and like I just would really like some kind of random frontliner. I think I had a Maokai chosen, but the trait that was doubled was Elderwood and not Brawler, so I was kind of hoping to get like Brawler, and I'm also trying to get up to 10 gold here. So I'm at 8 gold. Now if I can sell, I can get to 10, and didn't quite go through in time. So I lose out on 1 gold, which is not the end of the world, but still. All right, now out of these options, I don't see a whole lot I want here, so I'm just going to take the Crown's Will. I don't think this is a particularly good augment, but it's kind of the best I think I could do. By the way, I probably should have just taken this Nasus for like a random frontliner, but I think I passed on this one as well. And you can see how much gold we have. It is a 4-item start, and I'm still going to be at 10 gold even after leveling early to level 4 here. Like I can sell some of this stuff on my bench. Do want to pick up the extra Nidalee, so we'll definitely play Nidalee. Oh, I actually thought that Mage was a 2... I actually thought for a second that Mage was a 2 trait, like you only needed to play 2 units to get it, and then I realized I was like, oh wait, actually you do need to play 3 units to get Mage trait in here in this set. So I'm still trying to get some units on the board here, and the 2-star Nidalee is nice because I'm actually going to have Nidalee hold Teemo items here at the start of the game. Nidalee does deal magic damage. She's a sharpshooter. Her ability is she tosses a spear that like flies across the board, and it deals more damage the further it travels. So she's a little bit like the 1-cost Caitlyn that's been in a whole bunch of TFT sets. Unfortunately, this fight does not go very well. This person's playing a Warlord board, and I'm going to sell the TF so I can get up to 10 gold here. I was thinking of if I could 2-star the Elise, maybe I could get Cultist trade in, but I didn't have a ton of success with that. I was like, all right, well, you know what? I have the Garen. I might as well play this Vi for the time being so that I can get Warlord trade in. And then I'm looking at this and I'm like, wait a minute, there's a Tristana chosen here, and she has Sharpshooter trait as well. I should just play this Trist instead of the Akali. I was looking for a frontline chosen, and I don't get that, but like I'll just play the Trist, and that'll make sense for right now. That's gonna make Sharpshooter trait with the Nidalee and just give me another unit that deals damage here. The Spear of Shojin and the Needlessly Large Rod are not going to be especially great on Trist though, because she deals physical damage, so I will keep them on Nidalee, even though she's a 1-cost unit and Tristana is a 2-cost unit. So my front line's kind of sketchy right now, but I actually do deal pretty good damage here. So like Nidalee got off a nice spear. Can we finish off this team? Boom. There we go. And I still have 14 gold. Like I have a 2-star Nidalee and I have a 2-cost chosen, and like I still have 14 gold. The Scuttle Crab lobby is absolutely disgusting in terms of how much gold it gives you. I am holding on to this Diana because Diana has Spirit trait, and as already mentioned, we're going to be playing into Spirit trait. Just to give you some numbers for like how broken this team comp is that I'm going to be playing, it's the #1 team listed on tactics.tools, which is one of the tracking websites for TFT. So this is a level 6 reroll comp. You're rerolling for a 2-cost unit, which is Teemo. It basically plays through Teemo, Sivir, Yuumi, and Kindred. Those are all 2 and 3 cost units, so they're not exactly hard units to hit. It has an average finish of 2.7. 2.7. That's literally the highest I think I have ever seen ever in the data tracking. A 2.7, and that's for a comp that plays through mostly 2 and 3 cost units. Utterly insane. I'm looking at the data here in front of me. It says 82% top 4 percentage and 34% win. Yeah, for a board that plays through 2 and 3 cost units. This is preposterously overtuned in terms of these units. So we don't quite have the setup yet, but we're moving in that direction. And we're going to see if I can put the board together correctly, because this is just like absolutely ridiculous. So what I'm doing right now is I'm largely building Teemo items, because he is going to be the featured carry that I want to play into. And in terms of, I was thinking about what items I wanted to build on Teemo. And after I thought about it, I was like, I think I want the exact same items that I had on Nico when I did my Fabled game that I put up on YouTube a little bit earlier. So that is Spear of Shojin. You definitely want Spear of Shojin. Teemo's mana cost is quite low. I think, what is his mana cost? It's not particularly high. It is 60. Okay, that's like medium in terms of the mana cost, but it's definitely higher than you want for a blue buff. So the Spear of Shojin definitely better there. So he'll get his cast off with 4 auto attacks with the Spear of Shojin. And so you definitely want that. And then the other question is, well, what else do you want to get? Remember, you're going to get a lot of attack speed from Spirit Trait. As a refresher, Spirit Trait is whenever Spirit units cast, they give the entire team an attack speed bonus. That's regardless of whether or not the units themselves have the Spirit Trait. So right now I have Diana and Kindred in that both have Spirit Trait. And yes, I sold the Tristana Chosen to play Spirit. It's that busted. Right now, Spirit 2 is 18% attack speed for the whole team. That's the first time a Spirit unit casts. Does not apply on each caster, it would be even more broken, but it's the first time they cast. The whole team gets 18%, but it's really Spirit 4 is what's broken. Spirit 4 is 30% attack speed for the whole team. So all the Spirit units have to do is attack one time, and the whole team gets 30% attack speed when they get their first cast off. So if they all cast, that's 120% attack speed, which is ridiculous. So that gets back to why the Spear of Shojin is really good. It has great synergy with the attack speed from Spirit Trait. Okay, so I definitely want a Spear of Shojin. Now, what else do I want? Well, I really, really liked the Gunblade in my Nico video, and I thought that would be really good on Teemo as well. Remember, this is a semi-defensive item. It means that the unit can heal, so there is so much damage that hits backline carries here in set 4.5. By the way, note that I repositioned to dodge the enemy, what is it, Diana? That's why you got to keep an eye on where the other teams are. Very important to scout in this older game mode. But as I said, there's so much damage. It's really, really valuable for carries to have some kind of a defensive item. And the Gunblade's really good for that. It also means that as Teemo poisons the enemy, his poison is going to be healing the front line and also healing himself at the same time. By the way, look at this. 70% odds to see 2-cost Chosen on level 5. I was actually going to go to level 6 and roll for Teemo Chosen, but then I was like, actually, I have 70% odds here on level 5. I think the odds are actually better here. I wasn't sure if the odds were better here or on level 6, but I think the odds are actually better for the 2-cost Chosen here on level 5. I almost never roll for 2-cost Chosen, and that was true in the headliner set as well. In set 10, the music set, like I would almost always either play a 1-cost Chosen or I would play a 3 or a 4-cost one. I almost never played the 2-cost ones, so I'm a little bit unfamiliar with where the best odds to roll, but I think I'm actually at the place where the odds are best to roll. Good news is I got a Nico or a Yuumi there. I always keep calling Yuumi Nico for some reason, but I got a Yuumi there, so now the only unit I need is Teemo to play the 4 Spirits. So I think I just start rolling here? I can't remember if I keep rolling here or not. And I also have items that I really, really like here because I'm going to end up getting a Jeweled Gauntlet. I can make a Jeweled Gauntlet, and then I also have the items to make an Ionic Spark. I think the reason why you're not seeing me do anything is I was actually trying to find the chosen odds, like what the odds are for the different cost Chosens at each level, and I was trying to find it. I don't think that I actually found it, so I think I just stayed here for this particular round. But I have a Thief's Glove. We'll put that on Kindred. Kindred's a good user of... Kindred can actually make use of almost anything that they roll on the Thief's Glove, so it's a good unit to have that on. And then I can also make an Ionic Spark as well, which is going to be a really nice frontline item. That said, though, I'm still, like, I don't quite have the board put together, but, like, I have Nidalee tossing these spears, and look how much she heals every time she tosses a spear. Like, she tosses the spear, and she gets, like, 2/3 of her health back, or something crazy like that. So I was able to win that round, and I'm on a nice 5-match winning streak. So we're going to do our best to try to find Teemo here. First up, though, we have another augment. It's definitely not Golemify. I have no idea if Bad Luck Protection's any good or not. I just don't know. And then Unleash the Beast is no good, so I'm going to have to take Little Buddies. Your 4 and 5 cost champs gain health and attack speed. And then, boom, Teemo's right there. I was going to roll for him, but he's right there anyway. So I was like, okay, well, there's the Teemo. So that's going to give us 2 ranks of Sharpshooter, and then we need to put in the Yuumi as well. So let's move all these items over to Teemo. We've got our Shojin, our Gunblade, and then you can see I made a Jewel Gauntlet for my last item there. And I'm also going to move out of some of these other units here. So look what we're going to do. We're going to drop all the Warlord units, and boom, 4 Sharpshooter, 4 Spirit. There we go. Now you might say, you don't have any frontline. I literally have no frontline at all. But these units are so overtuned, I'm just going to play them anyway, even though this is like a really bizarre looking interaction here. But I'm going to go for this. So Teemo, I was actually already able to find 5 copies of Teemo, which is very nice. And like, look what happens here. It's like, wait a minute. Oh yeah, I have no front line, but does it matter? Nope, not really. We still win, and win pretty easily, and it's not especially close. So this is a good time to cover what specifically Teemo's ability does, because he's really the unit that helps put this board together. His ability is called Spore Cloud Dart, as I said, costs 60 mana. Fires a dart that explodes into a cloud of spores, poisons nearby enemies in a 1-hex area, so we can potentially hit multiple enemies at once, depending on how clumped up they are. Poisoned enemies take magic damage over time and are blinded, and the damage is insane. At 2-star, it's 400 base. At 3-star, it goes up to 900 damage. Now, that is a damage over time effect. The 900 damage takes 4.5 seconds to get the full effect, but it's still an unbelievable amount of damage. And here's the kicker. Teemo also blinds enemies as well, and the blind goes up with more ranks in the trait. That's the other thing that makes him so strong. His attack is blind. Look at all those misses popping up there. When he's a 2-star unit, as he is right now, the blind lasts for 3 seconds. When he becomes a 3-star unit, the blind lasts for 4.5 seconds. 4.5 second blind. That means every auto attack misses during that time. Yeah, 4.5 seconds. Absolutely insane. Turbo broken. So that is why Teemo 3-star is so strong, because he shoots out the poison cloud. And guess what? If you're playing duelists and like he hits your carries, well, guess what? That Yasuo can't attack for 4.5 seconds. And by the time that wears off, he's probably generated enough mana so he can blind you again. Just shuts down any comp that has auto attacking completely. If you watched the video I posted that was a duelist video, you might have heard me saying, I have to get a Quicksilver Sash. I have to get a Quicksilver Sash. I have to get a Quicksilver Sash, because it's the only item that can protect melee carries from that blind effect. All right, you also might have noticed I went ahead and benched the Tristana so I could play Shen, and Shen, it allows me to play at least 1 unit for frontline. And the other reason why I want to play him is I don't really need 4 Sharpshooter that badly. Like, it's good to have in there. It's not bad by any means. By the way, I'm having good luck at hitting these Teemos. Coming across them pretty quickly here. But I don't really need the 4 Sharpshooter that badly. As far as what Sharpshooter trait does, let me go ahead and see if I can pull that up just so I can cover specifically what this one does. This was one of my favorite traits back in set 4 when it was around originally. Sharpshooter's attacks and abilities ricochet to nearby enemies, dealing reduced damage. So you get a ricochet effect. At Sharpshooter 2, the shots ricochet twice and the damage is reduced by 65%. If you go up to Sharpshooter 4, it ricochets 3 times and the damage is only cut by 45%. So it's rebounding more often and it's doing more damage on the ricochets. And then Sharpshooter 6, you get even more ricochets at even higher damage, but it's usually not worth playing Sharpshooter 6 unless you can get an emblem, because there's a lot of inexpensive Sharpshooters that aren't really particularly good units. By the way, we're having good luck at hitting Yuumi here as well. Like, you don't really want to be playing Nidalee in the late game. She's not very good. And you don't really want to be playing Tristana in the late game either. You kind of want to play the other sharpshooters. And that's kind of what I'm going to be able to do. You might have seen I dropped the Nidalee as soon as I found the Sivir. So because I have a sharpshooter Teemo, I'm going to look to play Teemo plus Sivir, who's the 3-cost sharpshooter, and then Samira, if I can find her, who's the 5-cost sharpshooter. Kind of miss Jin, who was the 4-cost sharpshooter, but he was only in the first half of the set. Was not in set 4.5. So we'll play Teemo because he's super broken, and then Sivir, the 3-cost sharpshooter, and then Samira, the 5-cost sharpshooter, and that gets me up to the 4. If I'd had a Spirit chosen, I would have played the Tristana, and I would have cut the Diana, because if I'd had a Spirit Teemo, I could have cut Diana, who's not really doing anything other than giving me Spirit trait. So, yeah, you can see my team came through, and I seem to be winning pretty easily. None of those rounds were especially close. I just need to get one more Teemo, but there's no need to over-roll for it. We're just going to take our time, and hopefully I can hit this, and then I'm going to get back to leveling, because I could try to go for, like, 3-star Sivir, but I would rather get up to, like, level 8 and 9, because there's actually a lot of 4 and 5 cost units I want to play. The other reason why it doesn't make a lot of sense to play deeper into like 3 costs is I have little buddies, which gives 4 and 5 cost units additional stats based on how many 1 and 2 cost units I'm playing. So you can actually make a case I should be playing Tristana over Sivir, because she would give me little buddies value. But I think Trist is actually pretty bad in this patch. So I mean, I'm going to play her for the time being, but she's going to drop out in favor of Samira later on. And now we're just going to look to go ahead and level here and try to get up to higher levels, and then we will play more Mystic units, because Mystic is also really good. Mystic gives the whole team magic resistance, and then we'll see what else we can do here as well. So now I'm going to be looking to build items in the meantime for Sivir, but in the long run for Samira. So I'd like to get like a glove so I can make Last Whisper here. I think that'd be pretty nice. But yeah, now I have the 3-star Teemo. So yeah, now he's got that 4.5 second blind. So duelist, you know, I guess you guys liked auto attacking. Well, guess what? You're not going to be doing much of that. And you see me just annihilate that Warlord board. That board beat me on the very first round of the game. Look at that damage. 1,755 damage over 4.5 seconds and blinded for 4.5 seconds. That's utterly insane amount of damage for a 2-cost unit to be doing. It's not even like he does damage to one unit. Remember, it's an area of effect ability. It's not a single target ability. Oh my god, and it has CC on it as well. Ridiculous. Okay, we're going to take Glass Cannon here because that gives us 20% damage amp. I don't even care if Teemo takes a little damage at the start of the fight because he's just going to heal it up immediately with his Gunblade anyway. So now he's got 20% damage amp on top of that, so take whatever damage he was doing. What was that, 1,700? Multiply that by 1.2, so I don't know, that's over 2,000 at this point. It's just insane how strong this is as we continue just tearing our way through all of these boards here. So we're going to play more Mystic units. Ideally, we'll play Zillion, and then we want to play some other units. We can play the Adept units. For instance, we can play Yone, who would definitely be worth playing. And we're going to get Samira on this board. Like I said, we're just going to play some 4 and 5 cost units. And that's kind of like the standard build that you would do here, is look to fill out your board with legendary units and go from there. And I think that makes a lot more sense than trying to reroll for like Sivir 3-star, because I haven't really been seeing that many Sivirs. Once again, we get a team, a Tryndamere spins into the back lines, but he gets blinded, and that Duelist comp does absolutely nothing. We are a hard, and I mean a hard counter to any Duelist team composition, just because of the way Teemo's blind works. I will say this other team that's win streaking here, who's being played by this person, Jackdog, they're actually playing a Fabled team composition, which of course is another one of the busted team comps in this particular set. So I think, did I go ahead and level here? I think I leveled here to put in Janna so I could get the 3 Mystic in, just because I do happen to be on an 11-match win streak. And if I hit this player, I would like to beat them. They have a very unique augment that I had not seen before. And it's an augment that turns Wukong into... It's basically the Wukong hero augment. It turns him into a Fabled unit. It actually appears to be really strong. I didn't know much about this one. I'd literally never seen this one before. But yeah, the Wukong hero augment looks like it's pretty strong. So I had a feeling this early on that I'd be in a confrontation with that player later on in the game. All right, anyway, Yasuo dashes in, but blind. Should have brought a quick Silver Sash, Yasuo. And yeah, he's a 3-star unit, does absolutely nothing because Teemo blinds him, and as soon as that happens, he can't hit a single auto attack. Gotta build Quicksilver Sash on those melee carries, or if any of their damage is auto attack based, they need it, or they're just gonna be completely useless. All right, on we go. I have won 12 rounds in a row now. I was looking to see if there were any units I want here. I definitely would take the Yone because he would put Adept trait in together with the Shen I'm playing. I don't really need another bow, but you know, I could take it. I actually don't have a heal cut on my team right now. That, unsurprisingly, does get snapped up, so I'm waiting to see what's left over. I'm hoping the glove will be here because then I can look to make a Last Whisper, which would be nice for armor shredding, and couldn't quite get it. So I was like, all right, well, out of what's left over, I guess we'll take the rod. I didn't really have much to do with this, but I figured I could pick it up and, I don't know, put it on Yumi or something. I don't know. So now we're just heading straight to level 9. There's no need to roll here on level 8. The units we want to play are mostly 5 costs, so we'll just look to pick them up as we go on. And go from there. I am boxing up in the corner because there are some assassins here. Just need to keep Teemo protected. And I think that that's the best I can do right now. Sivir's ability also gives an attack speed bonus to units standing next to her. So you actually do want to have Sivir next to other carries. Sivir's ability rallies allies within 2 hexes, grants them attack speed for 5 seconds, and then she gains bonus attack damage during her ult. All right, now here's the other player, Jackdog. As I said, this is the player I'm most concerned about. I do need to get the blind on the Wukong, but it looks like his ability still functions through the blind, and that is one of the biggest differences from all these other boards. Wukong's ability still hits through the blind, and yeah, wow, he did 13,000 damage. I was like, oh my god. So it looks like even though he didn't have a Quicksilver Sash, it didn't matter because his ability still hit anyway. So I was like, okay, well, that makes sense why he was able to beat my board, because the reason why I've been beating all these other boards is the fact that I've been blinding them, and that didn't work. He also has Divine Trait in, which causes your units to deal true damage, and concerningly, this person also found an early Ornn, so they're going to be forging Ornn items at a very early date. So I was like, all right, this board definitely looks really strong. I'm going to have to get some 4 and 5 cost units if I'm going to beat this board. Because like if you look at what I have right now, I have like 1-star Shen, and everything else is mostly 1 and 2 cost units, a couple 3 cost units, but like this board really shouldn't be all that strong. But you can see it's been annihilating every single board other than that one. All right, so Teemo is going to get jumped on, and you can see how fragile a unit like this is when damage dealers get on top, but I'm still able to win. Looks like Kindred was able to pick me up, and aside from that one board, I have beaten every single other board outside of the first round of the games. I've only actually lost 2 rounds thus far, but it really does look like our boards are just way, way, way stronger than everyone else, and everybody else in this lobby is just getting farmed by our 2 boards. All right, so again, we're just trying to get to level 9 here. All right, we'll go ahead and pick up the Kindred 2-star. That's very nice. I'm also picking up extra Yumis because why not? Yumi would be a nice unit to 3-star. I would pick up extra Sivers as well, but I haven't been seeing the Sivers, so it's getting to the point in time where it's very unlikely that I'll be able to hit 3-star Sivir, so probably don't need to pick up that unit. Anyway, like we said, we're going to get to level 9 and play 5 cost units and just hopefully preserve health until we can get there. I'm certainly quite happy to be 86 health, given that I haven't spent a lot of time rolling. And then look at this, I get another Yumi, and then I get another Yumi, so I go up to 7 Yumis. I was like, okay, well, I will hold on to that. And then now I need to figure out what I want to do with these extra items that I have here. So I could go to level 9 here, but I don't think that there's any rush to do that. Like, why would I need to rush in this situation? And I'm also going to look to build some items that are going to be good on Samira later on. Now, like, this Bloodthirster is not an especially good item. And we're also going to reforge this belt because I don't have a need for it. And oh, I got a glove. Awesome. Excellent. This Bloodthirster is not very good on Sivir, but it's going to be a very good item on Samira. Samira jumps into the middle of the enemy team and uses her ultimate from League of Legends. So she puts herself in a lot of danger, and she absolutely needs some defensive items. By the way, Teemo's going to get knocked up by Cho, and he actually gets taken out by the enemy Samira over there. And that's the problem in this fight. Teemo does not have a Quicksilver Sash. He gets knocked up by the enemy Cho, and then once that happens, he can't get his blind off. And Teemo's pretty squishy, because he is still a little 2-cost unit back there in the corner. Again, I still have not really rolled here or anything like that, so I'm just trying to bide my time and get up to the level, up to level 9 here. So again, being patient, we got plenty of health. It turned out that the other player, that person Jackdog, also lost a round. I think we're both greeting to get to level 9 right now, so it's unsurprising that the boards that are rolling it down on 10 HP are going to be probably in a stronger position than us. I also decided I would split up at least a little bit here, because I think I was maybe a little too bunched up in that last fight. All right, so here's another duelist board. We got an enemy Callista to worry about. Also, look, this Tryndamere jumps on top of Teemo, and he actually is going to kill the Teemo there. So do we have enough to win this? I think Teemo did get a blind off before he died. Yeah, we actually still win the fight. I guess Teemo did get his blind off before he died, and that Callista, as soon as she was blinded, stopped outputting damage. You also see how fast these fights are. The fights are a lot faster here in this older TFT set. People... like your carries can just die so fast in these fights. It's really wild, and there's a lot more RNG in these fights than in the more recent sets as well. But you know, we're hanging in there, and it looks like I'm going to be going to level 9 one round after this other player that I'm tracking. They're also getting close to 3-star Nautilus, and that Orin is forging artifacts over there. Not what I want to see. But again, we've just been being patient here, and then after the stage 5 carousel, we'll go level 9 and roll it down there. The very standard time to go level 9, by the way, is after the stage 5 carousel. By the way, I'm really glad I saw that one Shen, because that's the only Shen I've seen the entire game. And I'm glad I had him just so I could put tank items on somebody up there. It's been really nice to have for that purpose alone. The enemy Sejuani tossed her ult at nothing. Teemo's blinding everybody, and yeah, that's about what happens when Teemo doesn't get CC. The enemy team just dies instantly. And it looks like that other player was able to... go ahead and knock out another team as well. So yeah, the lobby is constricting pretty quickly here, because there's 3 players that are just about dead, and then the 2 of us. Okay, anything useful here? Well, right away I see there's a Yone with a Thief's Glove. That would be really nice to get that. Most of the other items are not particularly stuff that I want. So I'm looking here. All right, well, the Yone got snapped up immediately, so it's a little bit unfortunate. And out of the other options, like, I don't really need most of these. I don't really need a static shiv. That's not really going to help me here. So I was like, all right, you know what? I'll just take this Last Whisper. I can put one on Sivir and one on Samira. It's not terrible to have that. It's not exactly what I want, but it's not terrible. And then the Orin, I was like, I might want to play the Orin as well. So I'll just hold this on my board. If I could hit 2-star Orin, I might have him forge like 1 artifact for me. And I was going to try to get this Lee on the board just because he's a useful unit. And then I was rolling here. And I'm trying to see, all right, well, I find Zilean. That's an instant play. Zillian's super busted in this set. So I'm going to continue to roll here, see what I can find. There is another Ornn. I was considering whether I should play that or something. And I was trying to figure it out here. Oh, that's right. I tried to put another Last Whisper on Sivir, but I forgot that's actually a unique item. I didn't realize this. It's actually a unique item. You can only put 1 Last Whisper on somebody's board. Okay, we're back to the Duelist board again, but again, this Duelist board has apparently forgotten to bring defensive items. And again, if you don't have an ability to... Yeah, look at Yasuo. He's going to kill my whole team, but then Teemo blinds him, and that's that. Say goodbye, Yasuo. Gotta have that Quicksilver Sash. Yeah, like literally he was killing my whole team, and then I blinded him, and that was it. Because as soon as the blind hit, he was completely useless. Okay, I did decide ultimately that I would sell the Ornn. I decided I wouldn't look to play him. Yeah, you see me once again trying to put this item on, and I was like, oh yeah, that doesn't work. And then there's another Zilean. Okay, that's excellent. But can I find a Samira? Okay, I still haven't found a Samira yet. Would really, really like to find that. And then I find 2-star Lee Sin. I was like, okay, well, you know, I wasn't sure if I was going to play this unit. But okay, we'll play the 2-star Lee Sin. Sounds pretty good. I could even get to... If I put the Aurelia on the board, I can even get Divine Trait on the board too. So that would certainly be... Oh, I ended up selling the Aurelia. Okay, I should have played the Aurelia and got Divine Trait. That would have been pretty nice. I guess I just don't have enough slots to play everything. All right, once again, Teemo gets jumped on, but he does have that Gunblade for healing. Oh, he couldn't get his second shot off. That's unfortunate. He needed to get one more shot off, and I don't think I have enough to win this. So I should have been boxed up a little bit better. That's an assassin board, and I was not quite in defensive position there, unfortunately. So, all right, was not able to win that board, and it looks like the Fabled player was able to knock out another player there. By the way, there's another Ornn, but I just don't think I have enough time to forge Ornn artifacts, and he doesn't really fit my board either. I'm not playing Vanguard Frontline or anything like that. I just don't really have slots to fit in Ornn. I guess I could have tried to play Aatrox plus Ornn or something, but I don't know. I'd have to cut... I think I'd have to cut too many good units. Like, I have a Yuumi 3-star. That's not coming off the board. I want to play the 4 Sharpshooters. Like, I definitely want to play these. I really just need to hit Samira so I get another carry. Because, like, right now, if Teemo dies, then that's kind of it. But, oh, by the way, and the Lee Sin's just going to kick the giant enemy crab off the board. I was like, okay, so... Yeah. That's one way to win the giant enemy crab fight. Just kick him off the board. So now the other players are having to defeat this, but it looks like they're all going to win. No one's going to get knocked out by the giant scuttle crab here. Not this time. I've certainly seen it happen in other games, even though it's taking a very long time. Looks like that enemy Wukong is in fact going to beat this player. And there it goes. Okay, so nobody got knocked out. Now it's time to roll. Can we finally find a Samira here? I've not had great luck at finding Samira. Then I find like swing. I was like, no, okay. I did hit 2-star Zillion, so I am hitting some 5 costs, just not quite the 5 costs I want. So I'll move my Thief's Glove over to Zillion, even though he didn't roll especially good items. And I was like, can I find like one Samira? I do find a Yone though, and I actually do want to play him because that's going to get Adept trait in play. And then finally there's Samira. So all right, we'll finally get Samira on the board. Now I can start putting items on Samira. And I do finally hit 2-star Shen as well. So I was like, okay, let's grab that. And now I need to look to get items. I was like, okay, Hand of Justice is really good. I maybe should have considered blue buff for Yumi as well here. And then Infinity Edge, that's a definite grab for Samira. Samira with Infinity Edge does so much damage. So we'll put that on her. And then I can put the Bloodthirster and the Hand of the Last Whisper on her as well. And it looks like I'm up against the Wukong player. And can I manage to beat this board? All right, it looks like Teemo was never CC'd in this fight. I mean, it's close, but we were able to win that one. They have the 3-star Wukong, and they hit 3-star Nautilus as well on their board. And now it's down to just the 2 of us here in the lobby. So I was like, all right, let's go ahead and move some of these items. Even though Samira's a 1-star, I'm going to move some of these items over to her. So we definitely want... I was thinking about the Hand of Justice, but no, I think the Bloodthirster is better because the Bloodthirster allows her to... gives her the shield so she doesn't just get insta-bursted in these fights. So all right, let's keep rolling here. Can I find more Samiras? It's really the only unit I'm looking for. I have this Nico here. I thought about maybe I could play Nico if I wanted to go up to 4 Mystic, but I think I just end up selling that unit anyway. So Samira, as I said, she was introduced to TFT, I think, right around the time she was added to League of Legends as well, and she was really strong in this set. So she doesn't use mana. She goes from C to B to A, and then when she gets up to S, she fires like this AoE ultimate that just does like crazy damage. Unfortunately, in this fight, Teemo looks like he got killed. And do I have enough damage to finish off the rest of the team? No, we didn't hit the Kale. So it looks like I'm not going to be able to win this particular round. It's funny because I won the last round, and then this round I lost. And like you'd think that these fights would go a little bit more normally, but a lot of RNG in this set. I mean, Yumi's doing an incredible job of healing the Shen, but I have no damage, so can't quite win that. And like these fights just swing based on whether I can take out this guy's carries, whether he can take out my carries. But man, I'm really not having luck hitting Samira, am I? Can I finally get the Samira? Maybe, pretty please. Maybe I'd be getting close to 3-star Sivir if I'd picked all these up, but I do need the gold to roll for Samira. So anyway, I thought I was probably too bunched up. This is actually not an assassin comp, so I don't really need to be bunched up in the corner as much as I was. So I figured maybe if I can split up just a little bit, that might help. I just want the Samira and the Teemo to be close to the Sivir so that when she ults, they will get the additional attack speed from that, in addition to the spirit attack speed. Still, the big problem is that Wukong, and like I said, Wukong, this is apparently like a really busted augment. It just makes the Wukong super strong. By the way, in this fight, Teemo got the Zillion Chrono Shift, so Teemo's going to come back to life if he dies, and that's huge. Yeah, it looks like Teemo just avoided getting focused in this entire fight, and like you see what happens. Teemo doesn't get focused, we win the fight easily. So these fights are swinging back and forth in just like crazy fashion based on which unit's getting CC'd, which unit's getting killed quickly, which one gets the Zillion Chrono Shift revive, etc, etc, etc. You get the picture. Anyway, what do I want here? I mean, there's not that much that I want this badly. Oh, I ended up taking the Spear of Shojin because I figured I could put it on Yumi. I do have a 3-star Yumi. But to get back to the Wukong 3-star, with this hero augment, oh, there's Samira, thank goodness. With this hero augment, Wukong becomes really strong in this Fabled board. And we don't have augment data because Riot has stupidly pulled that from the game. But you can tell how strong the Wukong is because you can search in the data for 3-star Wukong plus 3 Fabled team composition. You're probably not going to 3-star Wukong in a Fabled team composition unless you have this augment. So when that's the case, that actually averages a 3.0 average placement. Yeah, 3.00. Really strong. So this looks like a very busted augment. By the way, this person went to level 10 and they just added Aatrox to their board, and that's actually really big because look what Aatrox is going to do. His chains are going to shoot out and whoop, he just pulls my Teemo right into the middle of the board. And I was like, oh goodness, that's not good. That is not what I want. Now Samira gets the revive from Zillion, and she actually kills most of the enemy team. But as a 1-star unit, it's not quite enough. So yeah, that Aatrox going on the board actually messed me up pretty badly there, because Aatrox pulled Teemo into the middle of the board, and that caused him not to get his damage off. But like, you can see why it's very valuable for, and by the way, there's Samira, but I don't have enough gold to buy it, so I'll have to wait for this round. Hopefully I won't die this round. I think with 23 health, even if I lose, I won't get knocked out. But like I said, you can see why the making Wukong into a Fabled unit makes him really, really strong. Like, number one, his ability is really powerful. You just give him Bruiser, AD Bruiser items, and you can see he's outputting like 8,000 damage in all these fights, even though he's a 1-cost unit. So like, that alone is really good. It gives a Fabled unit another carry, and normally Fabled boards only have Nico as the carry, so it gives them a second carry first and foremost. The other thing it lets them do is it lets them cut Cho from the board. You can just play Nautilus plus the Wukong plus the Nico, and that alone is enough to get the Fable trait. You don't have to play Cho, who doesn't have any synergy with the board. Wukong, in addition to being this awesome carry unit, as you see I lose again, Samira can't kill the whole team. In addition to being this great carry unit, he gives a rank of Vanguard trait, which is what you want with a Fabled board anyway. You want to stack Mystic and Vanguard in addition to Fabled. So it's just like a perfect fit. You cut the Cho, you get Fabled online earlier because you need a 1-cost instead of a 4-cost. And then, in addition, you get an extra rank of Vanguard. And that person also has a Vanguard a frying pan item as well. So, yeah. And they're also level 10 to my level 9. So I think their board is maybe just a little bit better than mine. My hope is just that Teemo can avoid getting pulled. We've seen what happens. I can win these fights if Teemo doesn't get pulled by the Aatrox. And then I now finally have a 2-star Samira. And, like, that's the other big thing. Oh, by the way, I had to beat the crab or I would have gotten knocked out of the lobby. But I do beat the crab, thankfully. We also have 2 item anvils to pull here, so I definitely have some additional stuff that I can get here. So let's see what we can get from the anvils. It's going to take that other player a little bit longer, but it looks like they've also got the crab killed. It would have been nice if the crab could have won the lobby for me, but nope, no such luck. All right, so we'll go ahead and roll. Not that there's a lot I can really roll for here. Another, oh, I could try to hit Yone 2-star. That's right. Can I hit the Yone 2-star? I got a couple, like 1 or 2 more shots here, and oh, there it is. Okay, Yone 2-star. That actually influences where I'm going to put these items, but I actually mess up. I take a Steadfast Dart. I should have taken the Quicksilver Sash. And then there's another Quicksilver Sash. I take the Hand of Justice. It should have been Hand of Justice plus Quicksilver Sash. Now I'm going to shift around just a little bit. I wanted to put Sivir in the corner so that Teemo doesn't get pulled here. I should have put Teemo even closer to the center, though. I should have put him all the way in the center just to make it less likely. Because, like, watch what happens in the corner of this fight. Sivir's going to step forward. I was like, Sivir, what are you doing? Sivir steps forward. And then, look, Teemo steps forward. And he steps forward just in time to get pulled. I was like, Teemo, you moron. What the heck are you doing? So Teemo dies. And I'm like, all right, well, you know, it was a good game. But I'm not going to win this one. Yone's still alive. Samira's still alive. But then Samira's going to get her ult off. Samira! Oh, my goodness gracious. Samira wins the fight, and that's what people playing League of Legends back in like 2019 experienced when she was released into the game. I'm going to type GG and wow. So wow, what a close fight that was. I actually think the other player's board was better, but Samira somehow managed to stay alive. She actually got revived by Zillion earlier in the fight, and then she got off one last ult that just barely killed the entire enemy team. Whew, okay, so that was quite a game. The only reason it got close at the end is because that person had a setup that like countered mine, but you could really see everybody else's board just kind of got annihilated by mine. This is definitely overpowered. Teemo is too strong. Rito, please nerf. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed this one. Until next time, take care, folks, and I'll see you again soon.